Hey guys, today I have the first update for my spring project pan. It's been about a month since my intro and I have some exciting progress. I do have 3 empties and all of these were the rollovers for my winter project, but I'm happy that these are out and now I'm just working on fresh products. So first would be the Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh spray. This was just the mini, the 1.6 ounce size, and we were here at the last update, or at the intro I should say, and I did not end up loving this. I feel like this just made my makeup too greasy and I wanted to use it up because I wanted to try it to see if I wanted to keep the backups I received in PR, and I didn't. So I passed them on to friends, which I love doing. So the weights on this went from 1.552 to 1.031. Again, would not repurchase. Then one of my most exciting empties of the year would be my second lip liner, the ColourPop So Juicy Plumpy Lip Liner in Westwood. All gone. I have a picture on the screen of where I was at the intro. I had just a little nubbin left. I love this. It's a gorgeous, like, warmer mauve. So beautiful. Not something I'm going to repurchase right now because I have other lip liners to get through. This is really creamy, so that might not be everybody's preference. And I did get through it really quickly considering there was a good bit of product in here. And the weights on this, which are not that helpful, went from 0.147 to 0.145. So that is awesome. And then I did finish my Fit Glow Beauty Lip Color Serum in Nudie. Now it took me a little longer than I anticipated. There is a little tiny bit at the bottom, but this is good enough. I'm not going to scrape it further. This is just a really pigmented lip product, so it lasts quite a while. I really did love using this. It was super comfortable on my lips. A really pretty color. This is such a unique formula. It does say a serum, but it's got like pigment like a lip lacquer, but the consistency of it makes it not heavy, but it does stay in place. You don't have to worry about it making a mess considering it has so much pigment, which I do think is super unique. It's a clean formula, which is why I wanted to use it up, but I still have had this for a couple of years. I think these are like 40 bucks, which is bonkers, but State of Kate does have a discount code and they will give her a higher code a couple times throughout the year. They do some sales, so you can also get it from the Detox Market. So definitely something that I would consider getting again, but I am not in a position to be repurchasing any lip products for years to come because I can't stop buying new things. And the weights on this went from 0.903 to 0.845, and I did weigh it with the stopper. Now to show the progress and everything else, I actually will be showing you this Hourglass primer in this project because I do feel like I've made really good progress here. Now it's sticking to the sides, so while there is ability to see through the product in the middle, I know it is coating the sides. And the past couple days I was having issues pumping it out, but I think it's probably just that the pump is clogged. But there's so much product on the side that I know that we will be scraping this out, which is awesome because I love this and it was expensive, so I want to get every bit of my money's worth out of this. I use 2 pumps every time I apply it, and I do weigh this with a cap, and the weights went from 3.689 to 3.228. This is a glass bottle, so I know that this is pretty heavy. Then for foundation, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin in 1 Neutral. And I forgot to mark this one, so I just filmed my year-long project update, which is where this marking came from, but I put the markings for my year-long project over here, and this is supposed to be for this project and from when I first started working on it. So I'm going to remove this line because, as you can see, I'm actually down here now, which is awesome. There's such little left, and as you can see, while the line hasn't gone down by that much, it is now clear at the top. So with this packaging, it is sucking all of the product down. So I have still used a good bit and I've really been enjoying this, but this is not going to hold up as I'm getting oilier. So I hope to finish this in the next couple weeks, which is really exciting. So I will fix those markings, as I said. The weights went from starting out at 1.495, but when I brought it into this project, it was 1.164 and now 0.850. So I'm really getting through this, and I'm using about a pump, maybe a pump and a half. And I'm trying to think about what I want to use next because you guys know that makes me really excited. So I have two different options. Now I have a lot of other foundations on my year-long project that I want to work on, but I really do want to knock out some things that are just kind of lingering. First being the Lawless Conceal the Deal foundation in Pearl. This is something that I was using last year as my mixer, but with the foundations I'm using this year, I don't think any of them, except maybe the Estee Lauder Skin Tint, I don't think the other ones need to be lightened, and I'm so close to finishing this one. It feels like, at least, that I would love to just be done with this. I do have other foundations that I can use as a lightener, and then I would be mixing this with my Drunk Elephant Deep Bronzy drops. So this is one thought, and then another thought would be this little mini Fenty Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint in number 2. This is just a deluxe sample. I think I had initially decluttered this and I was like, no, I can finish that. It'd be so easy. And I know it would. So let me know in the comments what you think I should work on after the Charlotte Tilbury, but I hope that I finish this by the next update. I still don't know what I'm doing update finale wise when we're doing all of that, but we're using our makeup, so that's something. Next is one that I told you guys I was just gonna bring it in for fun and then we will see what I end up doing. Well, I'm gonna actually remove this from my project. This is the e.l.f. Camo Color Corrector in Peach. I'm going to put it back in my collection. I need to focus on the Huda Beauty color corrector and Rare Beauty eye brightener combo. If I have any chance of finishing it by the end of the year, I might finish the Rare Beauty, but the Huda probably not. But I've been working on that since last year. So while it would be fun to use this and I would use this up faster than the Huda, this is newer and I just need to put my attention to that combo. I did get some use out of it, even in only using it for a couple weeks. So the weights went from 0.652 to 0.647. Then we have my concealer. I figured I'll show it here as well. This is the Tower 28 Swipe Up Serum Concealer in 2BU, and the weights went from 1.406 to 1.356. So a good bit of progress there. I am able to see through the packaging a bit. This is a color that matches my skin tone pretty well, but isn't light enough to brighten. So I am mixing it with the lightest shade of Tarte Shape Tape, and that is working really well. And I only need like a dot of that because it's so pigmented. So this is gonna be here a little while, but I'm loving it, so no complaints. Then we have my powders, which I have been using every day unless I'm testing something else. So I'm really proud of myself. I wish I had dedicated more time to this because this is not going to be finished by the end of the project, and I'm probably not going to want to use it in summer, but we'll see. And there's powder in the caps, so that's why they're upside down. This is the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake, which I'm using to set my under eyes. Not as pinky as it looks in the packaging, I don't think. Although it might look pinky today because I'm wearing more pinky peachy makeup. So the weights on this went from 3.589 to 3.422. And then to set my entire face, I'm using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in Sugar Cookie. Loving this. This is just their translucent color. And the weights went from 3.647 to 3.236. Then we have a fun product, which would be this little Tarte Maneater Blush and Glow Cheek Plump in pink. This is something that I had used a little bit in a project last year, and I am tracking my uses on this one, and I have used it 10 times, so I think that is pretty darn good. And I have taken out the stopper, which I'll show you, but of course, as always, I did weigh it with the stopper. So the weights went from 0.747 to 0.721, and there is still, you know, a good bit of product in here and on the applicator. So it would be awesome to finish this up. I do think that if it's not finished in this project, I'll roll it into summer because that will be a really exciting empty. And I just think that color and formula is just so good. Then we still have my Broken Highlighter from Pat McGrath. From this palette, it is called Sunset Nectar. And I told you guys I was just going to put it in a container and use it loose. I've not done that yet. I'll try to show you a picture of the usage. There isn't as much as I would like. So after this, I am going to dump this onto a piece of paper and then use that to get the product precisely into a jar as to not waste it, and then I will just use it up as a loose highlight. Then for eyes, the only thing I'm working on is my Laura Mercier Caviar Stick Metallic Taupe. This was a rollover from my winter project, and I will have to insert my paper progress on the screen absolutely loving this, using a good bit. I've told you guys before, this is like a holy grail of mine, but it's the oldest one in my collection. I got so scared because this shade was not at Sephora and I thought it was being discontinued. It's on Flip, but it's at Ulta, thank God, because I do need to repurchase that when I use it all up. It's just so good. And I have been weighing that as well. The weights went from 0.360 to 0.356. Then we're moved on to lip products. So I still have this going. Haven't been as good as I would like. This is the In Beauty Project Lip Glaze in Vanilla Mint. So I am all the way down here now, which is exciting. And there's just a little bit at the top. I will make sure this is done. I will pull the stopper. And the weights went from 0.834 to 0.807. I use this 20 times since last update, which is not too bad. I feel happy with that number. I was expecting it to be less, but I just need to be diligent about using this when I'm in the car, but not too much that I'm being wasteful. So then for my colored lippies, I told you guys that I was thinking of wearing ColourPop lip liner and Birdie with one gloss and Aquarius with another. I just have not been doing that. Instead, I've just been using Aquarius. So I have sharpened it once, but there's no real progress here. You probably won't see any progress in this project, which is okay. We will be tracking uses. I think I did. Yes, I only used this 8 times so far. But before this, I did use my lip liner in Little One, which I am making myself save for fall time, but I did use that one 12 times. So I've used lip liner 20 times. I just need to use this one. So I need to put that back in my purse. And then for my color lippy, I have gotten a lot of use out of both of these glosses. They are looking a little worse for wear. This one is looking bonkers, but I think that this is just my progress and it's like the pigment is sticking to the packaging weird. I know that that looks very scary, but I really think that is what's happening. These are not very old, and Natasha is not, is she a clean beauty brand? I don't think so. But it's very weird because it's not like mixing on the sides. So I don't know, but I'm going to keep using this until I have an issue. But if this is to show progress, then that means I'm all the way down here on Peony and somewhere here for Daphne. I don't know, but I have been getting good use out of these. I have not been tracking the uses, but I did weigh them. So Peony went from 0.938 to 0.919 and Daphne went from 0.949 to 0.941. So I am happy to see that I have used everything. I have progress on everything. That makes me really happy here. The only thing here that I really need to pick up the pace on is, well, you know, everything. I need to be more diligent about using this, but I need to switch this to different packaging and then I should be good. So really, really happy with this update. And I do have other Project Pan updates going up before and after this one. So I would love it if you guys would check those out. I appreciate your support so much. And I would love to know what projects you're doing right now and what items you're working on. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.